and Frank.
I don't want to be Beppa.
GMat. Is there anything for dessert or something? Oh, Mario! Oh my God!
Whoa.
Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep. I have not a lot.
I think they're overrated, and I think as a child, I wanted to wear flippers more than I should have, and then I got a pair of flippers at the swimming pool once, and it was just a drag. They sucked.
They did seem like they were going to be the answer to everything, and they weren't.
And
like,
I'm just
I feel like
also
if
not
I wear
fast.
those, I can probably breathe underwater.
Yeah, like, well,
And then you
I
can-
mean, like,
I'm going to
turtles and
swim
flippers.
so fast, like I'll just dive out of the water.
You don't feel very fast. It feels it's actually harder to swim flippers.
I fucking went in flippers. Flippers are great.
Listen, I think
Like
we need
a
to all
bullet.
go to the pool one day and watch and time you swimming, because all I hear about is how much of a fucking bullet this bloke is at swimming.
Well,
and
I
I've
say
never
with
seen
flippers.
No, you're in the fast lane. You smashed the
I am
dude.
in the fast lane.
I
Guy-
need to see it.
So I went in there and I swam and I got to the end and there's this lifeguard. He's like, sorry, sir, but we don't actually have an extra fast lane. You're going to need some tighter shorts if you're going to swim in this pool.
I went this morning and I didn't get in the fast
Here we
lane,
go.
but a guy got in the medium lane and the fast lane was empty, but I was like, I'm just going to breaststroke and go a bit easy today.
Yeah.
And this guy he got in the fast lane and he's doing the fucking stretching and doing all that, getting in, and he looked serious and he went to dive in, he was like, and he just did the dumbest fucking thing. And when he was swimming, he was doing freestyle, and when his hand got here, he went, and just like shoves it into the water like this is how he was swimming. And he's
this
going
guy.
like so fucking slow,
This
dipshit.
guy's no idea.
You should see some of these jokers trying to better themselves. Fucking laugh.
Fuck that little fucking idiot.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look silly when you're...
I
it's
mean,
like-
if
don't do
I
it.
was in the fast lane, that
Never
guy would
do
have had
it.
to be in the medium lane. He was never as fast as me.
My favorite genre of video is at the gym when people are doing, they have like the
yeah.
arm weights on their heads and they're going like this to try and strengthen their neck. Or
I've
something.
seen a lot of videos recently of skinny guys going to lift weights and they've got very little weight on their thing and they're like, and then
my
sort of like fail.
The
But don't pass
deadlift
out.
with this one?
Yeah. The one I saw was a squat today. He was doing it. He's just squatting, and the guy was like, "You can do it. You can do it." He's halfway up, and his face is making all sorts of fucked up. You can tell. You can see that all of a sudden that person's no longer in their face. They're just living entirely in their
Nothing
legs.
behind the eyes.
Come on, come on, come
The problem
on.
with the squat is the first half is very easy. The
Yep.
more weight you put on, the easier the
So
first
easy
half
the first
is.
be like, no. Push through your heels. Is that right?
You're thinking of swimming.
Damn it.
I like to lift with my back. If it doesn't crunch, you're not doing it right. That's what my mum taught me.
That's the motto to live by. Speaking of a motto to live by, I was at uni today and a teacher asked me a question and I answered and then she said, basic but true. And that's my new motto. Not
Basic
2022
but true.
pressure's off. It's 2022 basic but true.
And it
have a lot of
rhymes.
mottos.
That's good.
Yeah, basic but true. I think it's so. I almost died laughing.
I like that.
She couldn't quite figure out why. But I thought it was so. But it's basic but true.
That's true. That's true.
Oh man.
Let's do it. Woo, GMat. Yay. Hello and welcome to episode 190 of the... We're 10 away from 200. 190 of the GMat podcast.
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart,
Classic.
I still love you.
GMat. Today's episode of the GMat podcast is brought to you by our merch, which is available at teespring.com/stores/therealgmat. Go get yourself some GMat merch. That intro is brought to you by Wonderboy. Thank you, Wonderboy. Wonderboy submitted another classic meme the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it was great. Thank you, Wonderboy. If you'd like to submit an intro, send it to contact@therealgmat.tv. Submit it in the Discord. Send it to me on Facebook, The Real GMat on Facebook. You send it me all over the place. I want to hear your intro. Send them. And if you want to support us and support this podcast, please do it at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show and extra stuff there for you. Cut the music. Welcome. My name is Matt. I'm the host of the GMat podcast.
Love all the effort you went to for that gag, and the whole time it was
of course,
him.
of course. I knew it was.
What? Whatever.
The whole time.
Uh-huh.
You're going, well, welcome to the GMat. He's gone. Trying to mime along with you, and it's just your face on camera. It's just for his own amusement. He does
just
it.
for me.
I can't see you past the camera, Aidan. I didn't know you were mugging.
It's okay.
Fucking mugging.
I do it often.
Well, I'm joined by Aidan. Am I
Hi.
right?
Hi.
Joined by Ben J across the room.
This is true.
Happy to see you here. And I'm joined by Becky J.
Correct.
Newly diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh, woo!
Woo, 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 woo.
Where are the balloons?
Yeah, there's no balloons.
I forgot to buy
Congratulations, though, on your diagnosis.
Thank you.
think
License to kill, license to thrill.
Did it this morning. She's like, got ADHD, and I was like, you can't do that.
Can't kill.
And she's like, fine. She drags the guy back outside, and
He's crying.
no, he was dead.
Oh.
No,
my
I got
God.
the job done.
Got it done, but
But,
unfortunately,
you know, it's now the disposal we got to worry about.
yeah, that's all right. We'll call up Aidan.
I always find like a vat of acid is the best way to get rid of a body. I imagine if I killed someone, I would have to find a blue barrel, has to be blue, and then fill it with acid and just put them in it.
Can you imagine it if you get arrested because you're like, well, I couldn't find a blue barrel and I couldn't do it. Sorry.
I couldn't. There was red ones available.
What's the question you asked me the other day, Beck, about killing somebody? You were like,
Would you help me?
no, it was like, would you or could you? It was some specific question, like, what would do you think you could get away with it?
Do you think you could successfully hide a body?
Yeah.
Was my question, because people got away with it all the fucking time in like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And I wonder how
No
much
way.
things have actually changed.
You-
I mean, obviously we have forensic science and stuff that's come leaps and bounds since then, but I don't know. There's a lot of wide open space in the world, a lot of ocean, you know what I mean?
It's the CCTV that I think
That's what I
would
was.
be
That's
the
where my
downfall.
first thing was like, you can't. The freeway, they can see you the whole way.
Yeah.
And then once you get off the freeway, if you drive all the way into the country, into the random bush, maybe.
yeah, but then they're like,
But it's never as random as you think. You know, in all these documentaries, they were like, and he drove to my backyard. You're like, what? How did he think of that?
Yeah.
Come on. It was like out in the middle of nowhere, and then there's a dude that this man walks this track every day. In the middle of the fucking desert? Yep. The documentary's at 100%.
I said I'd go to like some random ass town and just kill some random person that I
And then
can't be
leave?
traced back to me. Yeah, yeah. But then I'm worried if they found. Doesn't matter. Point is, I couldn't.
I don't think
I could do
so.
it.
I don't think I could mentally do it more than physically.
Well, I mean,
think I
ignore
could find
that.
a place.
We were letting
physically.
that go. We're letting go of our morals and everything, and just saying if it had to happen.
It's more of a question of like, could you beat the system, I guess.
Like if someone offered you a bit of money.
Are you offering?
$30.
How much would
No,
it take
it's-
you? How much if somebody could knock knock? Excuse me, Mr. GMat. Listen, you don't know me.
Hi, we're from the Murder Commission.
He's got a tie.
Okay.
Would you hide my yard trimmings?
Yeah.
And he offers you
Sorry, do you have a badge or anything?
no. And he does this, one of these.
Yeah.
And you don't know. He's in his suit jacket. You don't know what he's got in there.
No, I
Says,
really don't. What's in your suit
I
jacket?
need you to hide a body.
Hold on.
Straight up on your doorstep.
You come to my house. Come to knock on my door. Put your hand down your shirt.
No, in my suit jacket.
Gentlemen, please, can you? What is going on? Take a step back. Slow down. What's in your jacket?
A lighter.
Why is he not speaking?
Little Tony doesn't speak.
Sorry, I ruined that scene.
What do you think would happen? And no, what do you think? How much would it cost you if, like, you know, random Tony from the mafia, Tony and little Tony that doesn't speak, come to your front door and they say, "Listen, we don't want you to ask any questions. Then 10 large."
Well, intimidation is different than just being greedy and taking the money to kill a dude.
Yeah, well, are they asking me how much I want?
No, if they, you can negotiate and you can say no and they'll just go to the next house. In this scenario,
sorry to bother you.
Why are they?
in this scenario, there's no
Jason,
intimidation.
we have a body.
Yeah.
If they're willing to pay me, why don't they go to someone who can do it? Right?
Oh, well, this is my question. How much would it cost you to just
Because they
hide?
believe in you.
No paper trail.
Okay, all right. Maybe they're not
or
a
the next door neighbor. If I'm
All right, Jason comes. No, let's not do Jason. Somebody in your street comes to you and says, "Oh my God, I have an issue. You need to hide my dead wife. I've got.
Oh my God, I have an
I've
issue.
got $10,000 for you. Would you do it?
I would say, were you the one complaining about my roses when you walked past the other day?
$20,000.
Were you
Not
the one
relevant.
staring at Bruce?
Not
30,000.
30,000.
40, 50, 60.
Honestly, I don't know.
What about you,
I
Ben?
don't think there's a number.
You don't think there's a number?
No, I don't believe so.
I will give you $20 million to hide this person's body.
I don't think so. I don't want to get tied up in
I don't
that
want to get in
situation.
trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want to
You've
get in
got
trouble.
$20 million though, you'll definitely not go to jail.
Yeah, easily.
And they'd be
mil?
like, where'd you get that 20 million? I said, none of your bin. Why you ask someone questions?
Yeah, also,
Get
how
away
do you,
from-
how do
don't
you get
talk.
$20
You wouldn't
million
have to do
in your
that.
bank
Like, where'd you
account?
get that 20 million? You go. And then those people just go.
They just go.
Yeah.
How do you get stolen money into a bank account?
Switzerland?
You need to watch Ozark.
Okay.
You need to watch Ozark and you'll learn.
Because, like, I don't imagine if I was paid $20 million
learn.
by the mob to hide, Mr. Tony's wife.
Aidan, why is your mattress so big?
Yeah, all of a sudden, either my mattress is huge or the Commonwealth Bank is like, why do you have $20 million now?
Lotto.
I'm like,
Lotto.
none of your beeswax, don't ask any questions. Like, what do? Do you strong arm the bank?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just go, now it's a lotto. We see the ticket. No, it's private.
How dare you? That's my private
I guess I'll
information.
take my money to Westpac. No, please.
Yeah, there you go. That's all they need.
No, we don't know. We don't care.
Just give me the money, give me the money, give me the money.
I was daydreaming about Ozark the other day. Like thinking how it'd be cool to be like, I want to imagine I'd be
If
like.
you were him,
Yeah.
if you were Marty Bird.
That's what I imagine. I'd be like Marty Bird, but I know I'd be more like his son, where like on day 2, my mum logs in my account and I go to jail.
Spoilers.
He doesn't go to jail, or he might go to jail. I don't know. Any point is, I think I'd be more like him, where I'd make a mistake very early on. Yeah.
I'd be Ruth's dad. Just get electrocuted like halfway through the first thing. So I'm gonna get that. Blah, 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 blah.
And if I was Marty, Aidan would be in a fucking tub right now.
This doesn't
Why?
help. I took
Doesn't
my
end
headphones
well.
out so I could not hear you, but I hear you so much better.
A blue tub as well.
There you go.
The blue tub, I got that from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime I see one of those, I'm like, is there a body in there?
Also,
The problem with
Jeffrey
that is
Dahmer.
dragging the body into Bunnings.
Sorry,
Trying to
I just need to
size them.
see if it fits.
How big a tub do you need? Like an adult man.
6'2", halved.
6'2", so yeah, I guess 3'1". I don't know.
3-1.
6'2".
Do you have a 3-1 tub that's like
I mean, I guess I can chop him up into 4. I mean, I can chop it up into 4.
6
but-
foot minus a human head.
question? What do you guys know about legs folding
I get the knees, but like
afterwards?
man.
Because there's like a stiffening. Doesn't matter. Saws and barrels. Are they in the same aisle or
if you just go down to our serial killer aisle, you'll
what's
see
that?
Bob.
That green acid that makes bones go away. You guys have that? That's the thing, because with Breaking Bad, he knows all the stuff of like you got to put this into that.
You gotta
Yeah.
But
make
then,
hydrochloric
as any
acid,
normal
yeah.
person, they're like, "Oh, I do this and I do that, and I just put that in there and get lye." Like, do you know what lye is? Gardening stuff. Just go in there and go, the stuff that stops the body smelling in
Lime.
case they get the sniffer dog.
Lime.
And the green acid that makes the bones go away. The blue tub that Walter White has, one of them, please. 2 of them. Are they expensive? I'll get 2 just in case. And like how much acid to fill up like a 3-1 tub?
You want to fill it? Would you fill it to the brim?
You got to think about it like a bathtub. You know,
And
you
then,
fill
like,
your bathtub up to the top.
What do you
I
guys
think
do with your
I think
barrels
you put
when
the
they're
body
full?
in first, right? You're
Oh,
not like
yeah,
you're not like I wouldn't fill it up with acid and then plonk
That's
the
Yeah,
true,
dude in.
that's
oversplash. You know
And
what?
I'd
also-
have an oversplash.
The body's going to decompose and it's going to add its own guts and juice and stuff, so you don't want to fill it all the way to the top. 'cause
You
it's
need to
gonna
leave
fill up.
room for the sort of the kombucha that you're making.
Yes, exactly.
It's like Easy Mac. You know how you just put a little bit of water in there? and
That's
sort of
right, it
sits,
makes its own
and then
juices.
over
I don't know.
time.
You always make it for me.
Yeah, at the end, you hold the lid a bit on and tip that out.
Just with a fork.
Yeah, we're going to reuse this acid.
That's like episode 1 Breaking
I
Bad.
like to, when I dip the body, I just go and just sip the acid out of the top.
Do you think, I doubt it, but what if acid is tasty and just no one's dared to try?
Just very briefly.
Yeah, you're like, you know what I
Like,
mean?
that's really good.
Yeah, good. And your tongue's just,
Yep, yep.
Yeah. I watched somebody pour hydrochloric acid on a toilet roll, a full thing of toilet paper,
Yeah.
and it was pretty devastating. So I'd imagine what it would do to a human being.
What did it do to the toilet roll?
It dissolved it. But it all turned like this fucked up brown, and then it kind of retained its shape, but then the guy poked it and it all crumbled.
Really?
So I always imagine if you were standing in just like a small pool, if you had like a
Pool.
4-inch pool of hydrochloric acid and I was like, you just tied you up and you had to stand there, would you just go like,
No.
Melting.
you wouldn't just melt?
Well, we're not made out
What
of
do you
toilet paper, firstly.
You don't. Your feet wouldn't just melt and then your shins support the entire structure down to your knees. Your feet would melt and you'd go,
No. I said I got you tied up. So you're not. I've got you. So you're like strung, right? And would you, if I had you, so you wouldn't fall forward, would you just?
well, if you got me tied up you'd have my weight, so I wouldn't start dropping down.
You're really picking apart my hypotheticals
Sorry.
today. Why is the mob at my front door? It's just a hypothetical. Would you melt that way?
Yeah, well, if it's hypothetical, no. Is that not no?
I need my sunglasses to hide my angry eyes.
No, I don't think that. No, I don't think that would happen.
It's like you're thinking of that scene in Volcano. Tommy Lee Jones, where that guy in the subway and the lava comes and everyone jumps, and then he jumps with the lady and throws her, and then he goes, "Ah!"
Yeah. But that's what I always imagined would happen if you'd die in acid. If it's up to your legs,
You do a Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2.
yeah.
As you go down.
But like he wasn't melting. I guess he was just falling into it, and then the whole body would have just. He wasn't like getting erased in Terminator 2.
No, it was molten metal.
Yeah, so that's another good question. With molten metal,
Seeing as we so definitively answered the acid, let's move on to molten metal.
we answered that I was wrong. With molten metal,
Put it to the room and go, would that happen?
Instantly?
Fucking hell.
Or are you going in there and your feet are like, holy fucking ow, ow, ow? Or is
I
it
don't
just
think
like
you could like
no
Looney
feet?
Tunes like across it if you.
That's
I think
my
you would
question.
go in pretty quick.
How quickly do you think your foot would dissolve in molten metal?
It depends on the metal and how molten it is, I think. 'Cause,
Very
you know-
molten and iron.
Okay. All right.
you go.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think?
Do you already have a pre-answer that I need to agree with? Or
All right. No, because you didn't answer. You're just like, the way you strung me up's wrong.
I said,
that's not
if
what I'm
you strung
asking.
me up, I don't
Clearly,
think it
you're
would
not a
happen.
sailor.
I'm going to Google it.
I think so. I think your foot would just...
How quick? Oh, look up, lady. Beck, you can do this. How quickly?
I'm right here.
What
how
about this?
quickly do you think
if you're
we would
standing on the
melt?
side and we have the famous blue
Tub.
barrel,
Yeah.
and you're like on a dock and it's under and it's perfectly level and the lava's level, if you're just standing 1 foot on, 1 foot off and you went like that, would you go? If you just like did a little...
Wait. What's the dock?
So you're standing on a level platform. And next to the level platform is like the barrel.
Oh, so if you just keep walking, you just fall right into the barrel?
Yeah,
I get
but you just like stand on the side and then just dip 1 foot in. If you just dipped it in, would it go like and just dissolve?
So would you
Or-
come out with no foot? That's my question entirely.
I
Well,
think
I've taken your bad knot tying skills away from him. So
Yeah, okay.
no, I think you'd come out with
Like a fucked up
a
foot.
thing that's just falling apart.
This also, I guess, depends on the acidity of the acid, right?
Wait, you talking about
How
acid or
acidy-
molten metal?
what did you answer?
Molten metal.
Okay, an acid.
I think acid, it would go tss in your dough, but I think if you put a leg out with molten metal...
And we're doing barefoot, right?
Well, barefoot. No shoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was picturing jeans and shoes, but yeah, acid foot would start going away. Metal, I feel like you'd pull it out and there'd still be molten metal on it, and then it would go hard, and then you'd be covered in metal and
that's a
blood.
good point. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. That you would have acid. But if you had acid, could there be a part that if you timed it perfectly, you have like a cross section of your foot?
Well, I've looked it up. RIP to my browser history. It takes about 3 hours for hydrochloric acid to burn through a human body, not including the bones.
Is that the most acidic acid on the planet?
Not including
Oh,
the
it's lye
bones.
actually. It's lye, a small part of lye, and 70 gallons of water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 3 to 5 hours.
That's not that long.
No,
You
it
could go and
isn't
see
really.
The Batman starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, and Paul Dano and come back and it would be almost there. 3 hour movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I really wanted the movie to be bad, so I could be like,
It's so
wouldn't be as bad
good.
as the movie. You know what I mean?
That's Lenny
good.
Kravitz's kid.
That's Lenny Kravitz's kid.
There you go.
It's so good. And it's Mr. and Mrs. Pattinson's kid as well.
Huh?
Yeah, Robert.
Robert Pattinson.
Can't keep
Yeah,
track
right.
of these nepotism babies.
That is a great movie. I think it's a good movie. You saw it. You two haven't seen it.
No, not yet.
But what did you give it out of a 10?
6.
You fucking, come on. Really?
I love Batman. I was keen for 3 hours of Batman. Then like 2 hours into Batman, I'm like, that's enough Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree with you. But
Kinda
I'm a
just-
sucker. I'm a real sucker for Batman.
Oh, so am I.
How do you feel about The Dark Knight?
I like the first two. I think everyone agrees that the Dark Knight was the high watermark of that trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just, yeah. I haven't even seen the second one. Or
You haven't seen The Dark Knight with the Joker?
Sorry, I've seen that one. I haven't
So
seen
that's the second one.
the
Bane.
other one.
The
I haven't seen
Dark Knight
Bane or the one
Rises.
before it.
I haven't seen either of them.
No.
I feel a
First one's
marathon
good.
coming on.
First one's good. Cillian Murphy. Great as the Scarecrow. Paul Dano's really good.
Paul Dano's great. He's great in everything.
I was impressed and happy, and I like the whole thing.
So you're not a fan? Not a fan
And
of
I
the
gave it.
Batman?
I gave it a much
I'm
higher
not a
rating. than
fan.
a
I
6.
just, it's good. It's just not. It's not all it could have been. I think. I think Pattinson does a good job. I think everyone in it does a good job. It's just like let's get an editor in. We'll see what happens. You know.
We're thinking it trimming down.
I don't think it's all essential.
Okay.
I think they could definitely have done it in 2.5 hours if they just sped up the dialogue. There's a lot of the time it's like,
You gotta let it breathe. It's Gotham City.
what do you think that means? I think it means he's looking for the Batman.
Okay. Yeah, it's very Batman.
That actually I was doing Commissioner Gordon. So it was good. It was good.
We can do a little bit if you want.
Yeah.
You
am
do the
I?
Batman, and I'll do.
Okay.
You'll know who I am.
Yeah.
You can start.
No, because he doesn't talk that much.
Well. What do you get if I'm a whiteboard, but not only in the widest of ways will you see when I'm written on in the dark? What do you think about that?
I'm Batman. I'm vengeance. I have the answer to your riddle right away.
Well, not a riddle. It's a question. I am the questioner. I didn't want to step on any trademarks.
There was a bloke in that movie. When you see it, you'll know who I'm talking. He's supposed to be this tough cop, and he's like, "You can get in a lot of trouble." So you know the guy. I'm
Even
talking.
higher than that.
It's so funny. He's like, "Listen to me, man. We could get
When they're talking, they're like, all right, let's give him the room.
yeah. Hey, what are you?" Wait. He's like, he's there, and you're on his side now. Literally that.
This freak.
You're on his side now, Gordon.
You got 2 minutes, Gordon. Let's give him the room.
Everybody give him the room.
It's going to be a real problem when I actually see it because now when that comes up, I'm going to laugh.
There's no, because I was watching, I'm like, he's doing a good job.
He's doing so good. His voice really just
It
lets
just
him down.
sounds like someone's fucked with it in post.
So funny. So that bit in the Godfather one where they go and who's the younger brother? I knew it was you. What's his name? Fredo. When they're sending Fredo to go talk for Fredo. Oh, he's the older brother. You're right.
Of Michael.
They're sending Fredo to go and work with Joe Green, I think.
Joe Pesci.
No, Pesci.
Hey, what are these fucking
In the
fucking
casino
guys here?
in Las Vegas, and he's
like
like,
a Batman.
he's like talking, and then he says the words, "I talked to Bazzini. I talked to Bazzini," and it sounds completely different. I want to find it. Talk amongst yourself, and I'll talk to Bazzini.
Ben, are you scared of anything? Something I was thinking about the other day where I'm like, I don't like moths and butterflies and that. Beck's not a big fan of spiders. You got any fears like the dark or... Because I couldn't think of anything that you were afraid of.
Bad cinema.
Bad cinema. No, like, do you really genuinely... Is there anything you're like, I don't want to fuck around with that? Don't have to be real fear because with butterflies and moths, I'm just like, I just don't fucking... Don't touch me.
I don't like spiders. Spiders and snakes. I mean, any of those ones you're like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, you got one, bring it over. Everyone's welcome to the barbecue. Like, no, if you got a spider or a snake, leave them at home.
So you're at like one of those zoo show things and they're like, now we got a spider. Who wants to put the spider on them? How about you, sir?
I'm not putting it on me. I'll look at it. I'll be like, you put it in that little Tupperware thing you guys have, and I'll look at it, and it's gross. But I'm not putting it on me, please.
What if they do that audience pressuring thing and they're like, come on, give them a round of applause.
I'll go, yes, yeah. Who wants to see spider get stepped on? Everyone pop it on the ground. I'll have a look at it.
So you wouldn't get sucked into that situation. You would just go, nah.
I might. To be
Yeah.
like, I've got a real opportunity to yeet a tarantula right now. Let's see what happens. What's it like? Who can say like, yeah, I fucking hurled the shit out of a tarantula. It was there, and then it was like,
In front of a group of 50,
yeah,
they all paid.
49.
Imagine being that poor lady who's just eating your lunch and you get a tarantula thrown at you in the middle of Australia.
So nothing, no weird. I wondering about something weird. Like you're like, oh, I don't like the dark. Which isn't that
The
weird.
dark. I don't like the dark.
You're
at
afraid
all.
of the dark?
Yeah, big time. I hate the dark.
No.
I told you that story about that thing on the plane, in the shipping container in the dark.
No.
At Adelaide.
yeah.
I
Was
hated
that the dark or the very realistic plane crash?
Well, it was kind of both, but the dark really, I didn't like how dark it was.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know. I was probably like that when I was younger, but now I'm just like, oh, thank God I can shut my eyes for a minute. just gonna drop off for a couple of minutes, kids. Just don't go far. Play on your own.
Where are you getting these kids?
I don't know, there's someone's kids.
Just any kids that
I'll
are
find
around.
some kids.
You're like, hey, don't go far.
It's an excuse to have a rest.
Yeah,
Are these your kids? They are. Can you look after them for a minute? I just want to shut my eyes.
Yeah, I don't like the dark. Also, spiders. I'm a very frightened person. Often.
Boo!
Ah!
See?
Yeah. Listen to this really quickly. Oh, Jesus.
Not that, everybody.
What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I talked to Barzini.
It doesn't sound like they're in the same room at all.
See, the problem is I forgot the source.
Yeah, me too.
I forgot the what the setup for it was again. Can you explain it to me again and then play it again?
Genuinely, I don't remember how I introduced that story.
But like, what's the deal with him?
Oh, he's like bad aviation. Oh, we were talking about funny voices.
Oh, it sounds
and
like they're
that's-
in the yeah.
He sounds like he's underwater.
All right, give it to
listen
me again.
Listen again.
What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I talked to Barzini.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
The funny thing about that you need to know is that's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Both clips.
Both. It's. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's the same guy in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I thought it was two different characters.
I'm
Mo Green,
so
whatever his
sorry.
name
It's
is,
Mo
yeah.
Green. Yeah,
That's
I
not
didn't
two
even-
people talking to each other. It's one
Yeah,
guy
you
doing a
What's
run-on
going on here?
sentence.
You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I talked to Barzini.
Oh my
the
god, that's
same
so
man.
bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
talked to
same-
Barzini.
That's way worse when you see it.
Peter
as
Griffin.
well.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you didn't know. That
You
it's the
can
same
come
guy.
to my hotel. I talked to Barzini.
That's
Yeah.
like that at the start of that The Descent, which we all ended up watching after the last podcast. We talked about it. We did all go and watch that movie. I didn't love it, but it was
Aidan did.
fine.
Aidan loved it, and he stands by
I do
his
stand by that
statement
movie.
of quality.
I've never
I
seen
do.
someone.
I think-
Oh really?
No, I do. I
was gonna
I
say-
changed my mind. I was
gone back
embarrassed.
again.
I was embarrassed because I said it was good and we should watch it, and then everyone clearly wasn't having a good time.
No.
and I was like, oh god,
Don't confuse it. I was having a good time. I just didn't think it was a good movie.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a bad movie. I think we just were having a good time watching it, not
Yeah.
like an immersed time.
Yeah, that's true. Because as soon as the first time I watched it, I was watching it with 3 people that genuinely were like, we like horror movies, but like we need to like psych ourselves up to watch this, and it was like very into it. And then we were watching it, and the monsters came out, and then Beck said, "Oh, this got silly quick," and I was like, "Oh, no.
Yeah, but before that, I did scream like a
I
motherfucker.
died.
So
I died 1,000
it
deaths."
was. It worked the very first time when it
Yeah,
showed up.
yeah, no, it was good.
The ADR at the start of that when they were getting out of the water. That's the first thing I noticed when you went. Can I give you a hand out?
You thank you. Give me your hand, Dooley. Thanks.
Yeah,
I was
and
like,
it was
whoa.
like it's like they're in the water rapids.
Hi, how are you?
Like, wait a second, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. You seen that clip of
Plus,
Hugh
it
Jackman?
was
doing
like
that?
everyone, like you guys were pointing out the thing about the necklace as well.
Beck's like, oh, that necklace. Something's gonna happen with the necklace.
Yeah.
She's only touched it about 6 times.
And I was so
Yeah,
upset
everyone
because
has to do that.
you picked up on so many things that I definitely didn't the first time I was home. I was like, I was in it. I was like, you kidding me? He gave her the necklace? No way. It's
As
terrible.
I said, oh, was she sleeping with the husband? And everyone looked at
You
me
know,
like,
the thing
obviously, you
is-
fat idiot.
That's the same thing
is
happened to me
that-
too.
I was like,
The
what?
first shot of the movie, not the first shot of the movie, but the first shot of the movie where they're all together as a group is the husband who dies helping the
Yeah.
other, like the girl who accidentally kills one,
Yeah.
out of the water and be like, ah, there you go. babe.
like,
oh,
takes
your
the
helmet. You look at
helmet.
your helmet head. Tee hee hee. Anyway, I'm going to go and see my wife and kid now. You're like, wait, whoa, readjustment. That's not, okay, so you're and her.
Also, doesn't the wife turn around
Yeah.
and like have a quick look and then go back and then never again?
And also, everyone's from an indeterminate country.
yeah.
It's like, what? How are you all friends?
It's a every person from every continent on
ridiculous.
Earth who've come together to fight. By the way, where did all these ladies learn such incredible not martial arts, but like just
climbing
general
and
combat skills, where like grabbing a weapon and fucking getting it through the neck and the.
You don't
yeah.
think you could do that? I reckon I could do that. Fight or
I
flight.
think it would be a lot more frantic.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like I wouldn't be into someone's throat.
They're all like
I'd be
purple
like,
belts at
"Fucking
spelunking.
shit."
So
Yeah.
That's true.
Purple belts.
they spelunk, yeah.
I would never spelunk.
Avid spelunkers.
Good spelunkers. They're all great spelunkers.
Splunkers.
Great spelunkers who consistently make mistakes.
Yeah, in this particular instance, because that one girl led them astray and didn't bring the book and took them into the wrong cave.
Which is such a stupid thing to do. It's like, I just wanted us to have a good time.
And nobody double checked.
Bring the book.
Nobody double checked. I was like, this doesn't look like definitely get out of here alive cave.
I wanted to discover it for all of us, so I told no one we were going. You can say we're going up here to discover a cave, and they're not going to be like, oh, quick, let's get there before them.
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, we'll mark that on the thing because that's our job as
Also,
park guys.
I did some reading up on the sequel that I'll never watch. Would you like to know what I found?
Go on.
So at the end of the movie, spoilers for The Descent. At the end of the film, she gets out, right? And then it like zooms back and she's actually in the cave or she's not. Turns out in the canon is she's not in the cave. She is in the car, right?
What?
Yeah.
Boo.
So, right, boo. So the end of The Descent, it's like, oh, she's in the cave and she never left and she's just going to
That'd be
die
like at the end of The Mist if he's like, oh, I didn't actually shoot my kid. That was just a loud firecracker because we were happy the mist cleared.
Yeah, yeah. It was so that's the second one, right? So she's there. And
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't want to ruin it if you're saying it.
She goes back in to find the necklace.
So she gets picked up by a policeman and the deputy of the place, right? Like they see her covered in blood.
I do want to take a guess. Is the end of the first movie actually the end of the second movie? Like she goes back in.
I don't know. I didn't
sorry.
see the end. I didn't read the end of the second movie. I just know the premise of the second one is that she gets picked up and she's like, "You've got to go back. We've got to go back. We have to go back. My friends are dead in there. We have to go back and get my friends' bodies." Right? She goes with this cop and the local sheriff. Turns out the local sheriff is in cahoots with the cave people.
Oh my!
And is like
God.
orchestrating the whole thing and like sends people in there for them to eat.
They didn't come up with a second idea for the sequel.
No.
Just whatever was the first one.
So
that
they
fell
just
out.
literally went back into the cave. Same deal. She survives.
What if
again,
they're
I
in
think.
cahoots with the? Oh yeah, okay. But
So
oh my god, you've actually written
the
that whole
policeman's
thing.
in cahoots with the people that are like.
So fucking dumb.
It's like, yes, I agree with you, Jenny.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Oh god, there's that stupid scene where like he takes off his clothes and does some blood thing of like, I'm here, I did what you asked,
And then they kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the Hatchet books?
Yeah, I've only read Hatchet.
Hatchet has one of the
There's Hatchet
funniest.
too.
There's Hatchet too.
It has one of the funny. It's Hatchet: The Return. So
Return of the axe, the tiny axe.
for those who haven't
Hatchet,
seen,
even smaller.
for those who haven't seen
Refracting
Hatchet,
again.
it's like a teen, like a book you read in high school.
It's like Castaway for a child.
Yeah, it's a kid who ends up getting stuck in the middle of like the Amazon or some forest or somewhere, and then he only has a hatchet with him, and he manages to escape. And the second movie
It is a ripper of a book.
I enjoyed it when I was a kid, but Hatchet: The Return, he's a bit older. I think he's doing like a TV cycle
Bear
thing.
Grylls.
No, not like a
this
show.
boy survived.
He's going to different
yeah,
places,
yeah,
and they're like, someone comes and says, we want to do a documentary where we fly you there, back to where you went the first time, and you show us what you did. You do that, and he's like, okay, and then the plane crashes at the same place they went to, and because they wanted to do it exactly the same, they didn't have any resources except for the hatchet,
Of course.
and so he does the hatchet again at the same place, and
With
yeah.
all the things he's already learned.
yeah.
My only recollection of that
Hatchet
is he's got a
rehatched.
spear and he's trying to spear fish, but he keeps missing them.
That's Castaway.
No. And then he learns about refraction. It's not Castaway. Is that
That's
Castaway?
true. He does. I remember him learning about that. I
He
was like, oh,
learns
that's
about-
what that is. I know
Oh, the
that.
stick is actually slightly to the left.
What's it called again? Hatchet.
The Return.
The Return.
All I remember is that he learns all these things, and the first thing he does is touch a porcupine, and it like puts barbs into him, and that's it. And
I'm
I'm
gonna level with you guys. I made all that shit up. I don't even know how to use this fucking little axe.
What's
I
it
also-
called? A hatchet. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. That's a small axe. I'm
I
gonna
think, Beck, look up, lady. Is there a third Hatchet book? Because I think there is.
Hatchet. One more time.
the unhatching.
I think it's something like
Hatching.
I'm gonna throw my son into that place, and that's how he's gonna learn.
I became a man in this forest, and
The
so
rite
will
of
you.
passage.
Probably not the 2013 American slasher film. It's a book.
It might just be called Hatchet, not the Hatchet.
It's called Hatchet.
Yeah. Did I say the Hatchet or Hatchet?
I think it's both.
Is his name Brian?
I think so.
Brian.
So
Brian.
there's Brian's Return.
He's not a castaway. He's a very naughty boy. It's a
There's,
Monty Python joke.
He's
I
not
love
a hatchet.
Brian's Winter.
that. Brian's Winter.
They're called. The books are called Brian. I thought they were called Hatchet.
That's much
Imagine
less
that's
cool
a
than,
far less impressive.
Brian.
Okay, Brian's Winter is a 1996 young adult novel by Gary Paulson. Is that the guy?
Yeah,
Paulson
I think
sounds familiar.
I recognize
It
it.
is the third novel in the Hatchet series, but second in terms of chronology as an alternate ending sequel to Hatchet.
There's a middle one.
There's an alternate ending.
Hatchet
whole
Reloaded.
book. Hatchet Reloaded. So it's Hatchet Reloaded, and Hatchet Revolutions.
That's it. And at the end, he sacrifices the tiny little axe
He's like, that's it.
for our sins. I'm Brian. You might remember me from that island thing.
That book would have been way better if it was called Hatchet and Gun.
Are you kidding? It's called Brian? What?
No, I'm pretty sure it is called Hatchet,
Ned.
but maybe it's
The-
released.
the third one.
The first one's called Hatchet. And the
That
rest of them
is-
are Brian something or other.
That is, I have to tell you, that could be the worst marketing ever. If I, as a kid, I've read Hatchet, And they go to the library and say, Mum, I want another Hatchet book. And she says, here it is. And it's called Brian's Winter. I'm not reading that.
We got
Brian's
Hatchet,
Winter.
Hatchet the Awakening, and Roger.
Brian's
Roger.
Winter. Brian's Winter.
There was the Tomorrow When the War Began series as well, which had like 8 books or something that people didn't know. That just fucking went on and on and on.
Tomorrow When the War Began. Yesterday When the War Was. The third one
They all
is
they're like Will Anderson comedy tours.
Today the War
Will
is.
Sanity.
Yeah.
Will, I don't know. What's some Will puns? Give me Will Anderson shows.
Will Zosophy. Oh, Beck.
Willosophy. Yeah, that was one.
Do I have
of them.
ADHD?
Willpower. It's all just those with
The Gruen
Will
transfer.
yeah.
Wilson tree, like dysentery.
Good, yeah, good.
'Cause that's
but
how it
it's
feels
always
to
that.
watch.
It's just the same thing as like Tomorrow When the War Began, Yesterday When the War Was,
I think
Today
that,
the war
Today
is.
When the War Are.
that was a joke right there.
In the afternoon when the
It
war takes a
might
nap.
be
They
accurate,
are very
though.
much like that, though.
Yeah,
Not
they really
like
are
me.
kind of
The dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Battle for the dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Battle for the dawn of the realization of the Planet of the Apes.
This is the war for the dawn of the realization of the battle of the dawn of the planet of the apes.
And then the third movie, Coco.
yeah. I learned a fact today that blew my mind.
Uh-huh.
Cleopatra. You heard of this person? You heard of Cleopatra?
I was reading about this Cleopatra. You all heard of this? This Cleopatra?
Cleopatra was born, or lived, I guess I should say, closer to the invention of the iPad than to the building of the Great Pyramids of Egypt.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
You mean time-wise, not geographically, right? She was pretty close geographically.
She's pretty close to the pyramids geographically. I imagine she probably went in them.
Although, where did what's-his-face, Turtleneck, come up with the iPad? Maybe he came up with it right near wherever she lived.
That's true. He maybe had the idea in Egypt.
So, we've learned Cleopatra was closer geographically to
the
where
iPad.
Where Bill Gates in his turtleneck, what's his name? Steve
Will
Jobs.
Anderson.
Steve Jobs. Steve Cleopatra
iPadosophy.
Jobs.
Where Steve Jobs came up with the iPad, Cleopatra was geographically closer to that than she was to the building of the
I
pyramids.
think that's
of Giza.
nuts. Don't you think that's nuts? 'Cause
I do
she's
think
still
that's
an
nuts. 'Cause
ancient
she seems so
Egypt.
close to him.
She was
like
ancient
right there.
Egyptian pharaoh.
Lady.
Pharaoh? Was you call a pharaoh Lady Pharaoh?
Ferret.
No.
Ferret.
Call him a ferret. How
Ferry.
dare you? But that's nuts.
Did you say no, Beck?
It is. So even back then, she was like, what are we doing with these fucking old things?
Where did these fucking things come? I imagine they could have probably looked a little nicer because they were stripped. They've been stripped.
Not as good as an iPad. Fucked up my joke. Damn it. Kill myself. If you could punch anybody alive or dead, who would it be? Speaking of Cleopatra.
Hitler.
That's what I thought. Imagine just going like, bang, and he's like, oh, please. You know, with these little fucking
I imagine.
mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that theory of why.
Imagine that all of World War II would have been like, we must kill all the saxophone players. They're the worst ones. Get rid of the saxophone players.
But he wouldn't know that because they keep that so well hidden.
Saxophonist.
Everybody
He'd
who
make you
plays
wear
in
an
B
armband.
flat must die. You get they stand there, they take the punch no matter what. Dead, alive or dead.
Okay.
Who do
And
you
do
hit?
they have to deserve it, or is it just like I kind of just want to punch you?
Do you want to punch this person?
Well, I'd like to punch Tutankhamun and see if he makes the noise.
it wasn't Tutankhamun.
It was Tutankhamun.
No, it wasn't. I thought it
was
was
it?
just some other cunt. I thought it was just some person who still
I think
had
it was
their
just some cunt.
Or was it just some kind? I really thought it was Tutankhamun.
because they had to have their
They wouldn't do that
esophagus.
to Tutankhamun.
I mean, they parade that body around from museum to museum. They definitely
They fucked up his throat in the process.
did. They?
No, I don't know.
Mummy voice.
Call mummy.
I'm right here.
Oh, fuck. Hitler's a good one. Hitler's a great one, actually.
It was boring.
But it's like it's just
you're
there.
right.
You
It
got to
wasn't
take it when it's
Tutankhamun. I
there.
really thought it was Tutankhamun.
Was it just some cunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a 3,000-year-old dude.
Fuck him.
I'd like to punch him.
And just see if he went. Oh.
Because if that was true,
Can't
that's
take it
really
back.
what
You've
he
already
sounded
said
like.
Tutankhamun. You got to punch Tutankhamun. You have to punch Tutankhamun.
That guy was like a disabled 13-year-old boy.
Tutankhamun.
Yeah.
You said it. Put it on the record. Aiden
you
wants
win?
to punch a disabled 13-year-old boy who is dead, by the way.
13-year-old,
Yeah, and he's
but
been
not
dead
old.
for a long time, so it's not even close. It's a bit fucking rude. And Frank.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Gandhi. Fucking
Just eat something.
get your skinny legs up. Bang.
I think I'd do well punching Winston Churchill.
Yeah, but would you want to?
No.
No.
But I think I'd do well against him.
It's not. They don't fight back.
What political figures do you reckon you could kill? I could
But in
easily
your
kill Winston
hypothetical-
Churchill.
Yeah, I could. No, I couldn't.
I'd befriend him for 2 weeks, and then I'd cut his udders off. What was that? That was what you said about
That
cow,
was
wasn't
what-
it? Yeah.
Cut the fuck, rip them off. Can't
Rip
cut
'em
them.
off,
I don't have a cutting tool.
I think I like to punch Timothy Chalamet.
Oh,
Really?
really?
You really gone alive then? Quite alive. He's very alive.
Yeah, he's very alive. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like he needs a punch in the face.
That's interesting that you're such a lucky person. Out of all history, all time that there has been, and all people that there have been, you're living in the exact time where the person you want to punch most in the face is still around.
Yeah. No,
crazy.
he's not the most I want to punch, but I think it'd be interesting. I said it would be interesting
Yeah.
to punch him in the face.
I
Yeah.
think I'd like to punch Beta Psi in the face.
Who's that?
No, I don't know yet. But
Oh,
maybe
somebody-
he's
It's
an alien.
Gangnam Style.
You know that theory? Going back to the Hitler thing, you know that theory?
Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell be good one to hit the
Yeah,
face.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg? No. Simon
No,
Cowell.
I didn't even bring up the peg.
No, but you said Simon, and that's where I went to.
Sorry. All right.
Simon Cowell.
Piers Morgan.
Also, by the way,
Oh.
Piers Morgan, Dicko from
Dicko.
Dicko.
Oh, who's the radio? Kyle Sandilands,
Fucking hell,
Piers
Kyle.
Morgan in a row.
You wanna
100%. or Tucker Carlson. Yeah, Tucker Carlson could do with a
Just
fucking
ba, ba, ba.
punch.
Tung, tung, tung.
How many people do you think you could punch in one follow through? 3? I think 3 must be the limit.
Depends on the size of their heads and how close are they standing together.
Average and 3 centimeters.
Probably 2, I imagine.
Like, boom,
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't want to be overconfident. I would say 2.
2, boom. So of the 3,
Or like
which
2.5,
would you
like
choose?
2 and a child. You know, Piers Morgan, Pierce Brosnan,
Pierce Brosnan. You can. I don't think I could punch.
and Kyle, and then the kid who plays young Sheldon. Just, you know,
Yeah.
What about regular Sheldon?
he's alright. I like him.
What about the mother from Everyone Loves Raymond?
She's great.
I love her. Yeah.
Everyone loves Raymond.
Wait.
Everyone
Hold
or everyone?
the
Is it
phone.
Everyone or everybody?
The second you said that, I was
thought Malcolm in the
picturing.
Middle.
Did you do the same thing?
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Everyone
That's
Loves Raymond. Everyone.
so-
It's everyone, right?
Hold on.
Marie.
Is it Everybody Loves
Marie's
Raymond?
great.
Can we acknowledge how weird that is?
What?
That you said punch the kid from the mother from Everyone Loves Raymond, and Ben and I both pictured the mum from Malcolm in the Middle.
And
By the way, I wasn't picturing the mum from Malcolm in the Middle in the show. I just ignored everything you said and pictured Malcolm in the Middle. Did you do the same thing?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
not
weirdest
surprised
fucking
by
thing.
that at all. You two just disregarded what I said, put it in your own thing,
And disagreed with it.
and played with me, and then disagreed with it.
I think
no,
you both need to ring your mums.
I like her as well.
I'm talking about the mother, not Marie. I'm talking about the mother.
Oh, Ray's wife. The wife, then.
No. The mother. Marie. Oh, Marie is the wife. What's the wife? No, Marie's the mother. What's the wife's
Deborah's the wife.
Deborah.
Or Marie.
Deborah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Deborah.
So the wife, not the mum, then.
No, the mum, not the wife.
You're seeing that show from the point of view of the kids that you never see.
What?
Because you're saying the mum, aren't you?
The mum, as in Marie, as in the next door neighbor.
Oh, the
old
white haired
lady.
lady. Yeah, okay, yeah. she's
Ray's
the
mum.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to.
Ray's-
Why would I want to hit her?
And
Oh,
Robert's
I don't know.
mum.
I just thought I'd just bring it up.
Okay,
Never be mean to old people.
I just thought I'd bring it up as a trap to see if you guys would punch an old person, and you both.
said
I
no.
don't know if you would.
We also pictured a totally different, younger woman.
Yeah, I don't know what that says about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I see, it's just that when I see old women, I don't see age. I just picture a younger.
I don't see age, but I picture a younger.
So
Fucking got it.
Ben, do you have any fears?
Done.
Not punching old women.
So you.
Hey, Matt,
Yes.
can you show off this little number that you're wearing? Because it's really doing something for me.
What's that? The
Your little poncho?
poncho.
The bonjour.
Show the world.
Describe it for
Is
the
this
audio
G-Ponch?
listeners.
It's
Official merch?
grey. It's got tassels on it.
Don't know how to show it off.
It's very tasteful.
Stand in front of me.
You look like a Sherpa.
Turn on the
Classic.
press 0.
He looks like Poncho Villa or Billy the Kid or Sherpa Tensing.
Beautiful
Sherpa
Ponchophilis.
I was saying that.
Ponchophilis.
I was saying to Aidan before you showed up. I pictured myself as a cowboy, and then I saw myself in the mirror and immediately thought art teacher, which was
What you look like is an art student that's almost a teacher. Because I've never seen,
like a trainee.
you
like
know what I
a-
mean?
the one
Like
who-
but they do actual art with paint. Like they're a painter, not like a drama teacher or something. You're an art teacher.
okay.
And this is your warmth, but it's also your smock.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Also,
So I don't teach at a
Miss
school,
Smocks.
but I run a class,
yes.
like a nude painting class.
Yeah,
Like,
you
please
know.
come into my space.
With the
And you stand
students.
a lot like this.
And do this a lot.
But it's weird because
Uh-huh.
all of the students are the models and you're the only painter.
Yeah. Just line up in front there, please.
I will paint you all.
Just just take your clothes off. Every second person and the third person, the person in between, watch the other people take their clothes off.
I've had the best idea for the podcast ever.
I'm not doing nude painting again.
Okay, here's the idea.
Yes.
We get a real artist, a genuine, proper person.
Bonafide?
Bona fide, if you will. Then
Banksy?
the three of us get together and get nude. Fuck, get in the car, go to the artist, also get nude, and have them draw one person based on the best out of the three of us. They have to choose one section from each of us, and it has to be nude, and then we can see what we'd look like as one.
Wait.
person.
We'll draw one section.
Draw one person. But like you'll be nude, I'll be nude, Ben will be nude, and then he decide who. We have to then guess which bits are whose, I guess. Or I just want to see what all three of us would look like as one person.
Surely there's just an app.
I wouldn't do an app because then we would have
collate your notes first.
We could have a framed picture.
What a monster that would be.
Why?
Because it'd be like swelled out and then in and then swelled out and then in.
So do we just choose like head, torso, and legs? That's boring.
Well, how do you decide whose cock to include?
Well, then that's up to the artist. Or do we do ball, shaft?
Do they pick the biggest one or just go with one of you two?
Do we do ball, shaft? Like that, that's clearly my left testicle. Oh, that's obviously your right testicle.
Don't think I could pick my
That's
penis and testicle in a lineup.
You don't think you pick your dick in a lineup? I 100%.
Well, sorry, and when I'm picturing this, by the way, it's black and white. It's a drawing.
It's a pencil.
So the disgustingly
Or
purple
it's
head that
charcoal. I haven't decided.
Smudgy.
Or oil paints.
Yeah.
Watercolor.
Watercolor would be nice. Do you think we should do this?
No. No, I don't want to do that.
Why?
I don't want to pick out which cock it is.
No. We don't have to, but I just want to see the three of us amalgamated
What if he
into one person and we
paints
can call them.
the reflection of us in an oven?
I don't mind that either.
a good one.
That was good. That's classic.
It was more just like sitting around for ages with you guys naked.
What's wrong with that?
I just don't want to do that.
That's really upsetting.
I'm sorry. It's a long time to be naked.
Are you anti me right now? You don't want to see my cock next to you for an hour?
I'm anti me. I don't want to. I don't want to
Jeez.
sit around naked with
But
you.
we could he could be there. We could frame him. It could be like the Kramer picture, but except it's all three of us, and it would be called.
Can I meet you in the middle
Yeah.
and say, what if we brought them in to watch the podcast and they painted us naked without seeing us naked?
That would be fantastic.
And then they just take a guess.
I think that would be fantastic. We should do that. That's a great idea. Ben, organize it.
Yeah.
Organize it.
The obsession with having the nude thing at the end of it. I mean, they could just do us without clothes on even.
I don't want just a cartoon.
It's something like,
Put it
meet
on
you
the
halfway.
board.
They can paint us naked, but they have to guess what we would look like.
Naked, put it on the board. Put it on the board.
I think genuinely having an artist do their impression of what my cock looks like just by looking at my face would be funny.
Yeah.
You don't
then
have to
it-
mask it behind the podcast. If you want someone to draw your cock, you can just get someone to draw your cock.
Is that true? Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Aidan. I just look at my face. Let's have a conversation. Now, please draw a detailed version of what you think my cock looks
A
like.
detailed version.
I would. Well,
I don't want these
want
fucking slapdash caricatures where my dick's on roller skates.
No,
I
no.
want a full 3D render.
I wouldn't mind it. I think it'd be really funny.
I think it would, but I feel like no matter what, you're going to be let down because
Do you think so?
They'll do it, and you'll either be like, "That's kind of like my dick," or you'll be like, "That's a like." You're just going to get a
that's
picture
like
of a
better.
penis.
That's just a better dick than mine.
or just a penis. You'll be like, "Ah." Anyways, you can't like frame it or put it. You're just like, "Thank you," and then.
But it's an interesting. Maybe you should do that. Well, it doesn't make sense to do it with your partner, does it? Because they know exactly what your penis looks like.
Because I think my flaccid penis, which is I imagine what they would draw, will look like a million other penises. Penises become different when they get hard. Every flaccid penis looks almost the same.
No, I saw one recently that really
It's
upset
an interesting assessment.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
That's a good question.
me. Yeah. All of a sudden, your
I don't
hypotheticals
think
falling
you're-
apart.
I don't think you're the authority in this room.
What's that supposed
It's
to be?
Aidan.
Oh, I think something weird about being like talking about penis and being like, I don't think you're the authority. I just immediately pricked up like, what? What? What's wrong with my dick?
No, I
also,
just
if you
mean
get
how
it
many
drawn-
flaccid ones have you seen?
I don't know. I mean, I went skinny dipping with friends and that sort of stuff, and all that,
Oh, who are these friends?
and all their penises kind of looked the
Who
same.
are these friends
Just
all of a
small
sudden?
and
You're
weird.
getting fucking naked with other people, Ben.
Yeah, I had friends in high school. I don't want to brag.
I'm pretty
I thought it was just you and the iPod.
Yeah, and all the dicks on there looked exactly like mine.
Boring. You're gonna also be like, so draw it. I just want an artistic imagination. Just do you go. Just look at me. Imagine, but imagine on a hot day. On a hot day, and I haven't been in the pool or the ocean. Just a normal hot day. I've just
but a
been
hot
sitting there.
shower.
But I haven't been wearing underwear all day.
Everything's
so nothing's
loose.
So nice, you know.
Artistic, but be generous.
But yeah,
But not too generous because I don't want to be
Generously-
jealous of the drawing.
not like a wide angle lens where it kind of looks far. Everything's kind of fish-eyed, far away. Like a nice zoom.
I don't want a
not
macro.
zoomed, but
no, yeah.
give me the paper. I'll
Draw that. Draw that right now.
Remember Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street?
Yeah,
Just picture that.
but it's much smaller. I once took a picture of my dick with a wide angle lens. It makes it look much, much larger.
Yeah, I want to try with like a fisheye.
But that's kind of
Is that a
kind of ish.
Okay.
Because
That'd be
once the
interesting.
closer you get to the wide angle, the more distorted you
I like the idea because when I do one angle on my nose, your nose is really big and you look silly. Imagine doing that from like the front of your penis. How stupid it would look. Your penis would be like, ooh.
So yeah, artistic renderings of everybody's cock. please.
Exactly. That's how we got here. I was like, what are we talking about? How we?
You could you could do that thing where you get a plaster cast made,
Yeah.
and then you'll just bring them in, and you can guess. Play a fun little guessing game.
Should we send each other?
No.
No is the answer to whatever that question
buckets of
is.
plaster.
Should we send each other?
Buckets. Jesus, Ben.
There's going to be some runoff. Like we're going to have a couple of margins of error of like it's just why is it so clumpy and wet?
I'll just do it
Paper
again.
mache.
I'll do it again. Like, no. Trust me, I got better in me. Should we send each other chocolate renderings of our cocks?
I don't know.
So
Then
you
who's
can-
got to eat it though?
Matt.
Eat all of the cocks.
No, just mine.
I can
Thank you
barely
very
get.
much, Aidan.
I can barely get to the balls. Listen,
Trust me, it's just a nipple.
I can't eat anymore. I'm full.
I'm full up with your penis.
It's got nougat in it.
We'll hide them in the garden. You have to go find them.
So who would you punch, living or dead? Again.
Well, now you've brought up some great ones. I think I'm punching Kyle.
Yeah, it's a solid choice.
He sucks.
I got a game I wanted to try. And
game,
then
eh?
if it works, next week you guys can maybe come back with your own,
Okay.
and I'll do like a jingle on that. But I called it like the piece of shit game, where I just sat down. I thought of a few things that when somebody does it, I think they're a piece of shit. Not like you fuck a piece of shit, but you know when you see someone do something, you sort of whisper under your breath like piece of shit.
Wow, you're a piece of shit.
But it's not like they're probably not a piece of shit, but I just sort of think it to myself.
Okay, give us the
Stranger
examples.
thing. I think the best example I've got is the first one I thought of because that's what triggered it for me. Was you go through a self-serve with a basket at the supermarket, and you get through all your stuff and you're doing it, and nobody's come and collected your basket because I guess they're busy or whatever, and then you walk away. You don't put the basket back
You just
yourself.
leave the basket on the
You just
thing.
leave it on the thing,
Piece
and I
of
just
shit.
get piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
So that person could be a doctor and have a lovely family and give to charity.
Piece of shit.
But I just say to myself, piece of shit. I think that's sort of the bar where I set. And then
Okay.
I ask the question, are you a piece of shit? You say, Matt, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, that person. Piece of
Let's
shit.
not get into semantics where you're like, I don't think that's a piece of shit move. You just go with the game and say, I'm a piece of shit. And then I say, oh, okay, interesting. And then next week you go,
I draw issue with having to just say that I'm a piece of shit.
Did you say
And then
don't
next
draw
week-
into semantics?
you know what I mean? Next week you guys come back and go, here's my things I may think makes you a piece of shit.
But the way this guy's tied up doesn't make sense in this hypothetical.
What do you mean?
Don't get into some semantics.
By the way, you didn't just pitch a hypothetical and then I just jumped in. You said, do you guys think this would work? And I answered.
But you answered in a strange way.
I answered by asking how. And you said, oh, he'd be tied up. I said, no, I don't think that would work because I don't think they're tying up.
I don't know.
Semantics.
So if you melt it in acid, are you a piece of
You
shit?
made up the tying up thing to try and take away the like just to
Yeah, just answer the
take the thought experiment down to the one thing that you were focusing on.
correct.
So,
And I still disagreed. I didn't think so. I think you'd
Why's that?
fall and collapse.
but if you tied up,
With a way to lower when you start losing your legs.
then it's about the rope and not about you. You know what I mean?
No, not really.
By the way, no, I don't think it would because it takes 3 and whatever hours to
Fair.
melt a
that's
person.
lie. That's lie and water, not acid. So
All right.
question hasn't been answered. So Aidan, ask him.
Piece of shit. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know that I think it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Benny, you a piece of shit?
I think you're a piece of shit for trying to corner me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to corner you.
Wait, I don't understand. Now you're asking us if we're pieces of shit?
Yeah, like, see, is that something I would do or something I think that person, I think people who do that is a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
So would you do that?
Would I do that? No, but I often leave the machine on. Do you want your receipt?
Yeah, but it does it itself.
It does
So
print it
if
out
that makes you a
afterwards.
piece of shit, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, I just leave. Once I paid and it's like approved, I'm out of there. I don't want that receipt.
Yeah. And after like 10 seconds, it just does it anyway. And you're like, okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm not a piece of shit. Are you a piece of shit?
I thought we weren't justifying it.
No, you can say I'm a piece of shit and here's why.
Okay.
But, you know, we could talk about it. But the fun part of the game is going, I'm a piece of shit. I
I'm
think
a
that's
piece
fun.
of shit.
No, but you're not.
But I'm
'Cause
not
you
a
leave
piece
the
of shit
trolley.
because I left it. I would never. What?
The
I
basket.
usually am a trolley guy. I'm never a basket man. And I'll tell you this much.
Money
Trolley.
bags.
I don't want to. I don't. Well,
Johnny
no,
Trolley
I don't
over here.
fill the trolley. I just don't want to be lugging a basket around.
They're not very ergonomic, are they?
It's like, what if, oh, okay, folks, so I go to the chicken aisle first. Now I'm lugging around chicken. Kilos. Kilo and a half of fucking chicken.
Like a king.
I will, if I can, run with the single dad basket. She's just carrying everything.
yeah. That's good.
I do that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, fuck. And then you get a
there's like
goddamn
one
loaf of
more
bread.
thing. That, I've got to get toilet paper. There's no fucking way.
I've got bread hanging from here, pears hanging from here,
Bag of onions.
apples, some onions,
No,
some
it's a single
garlic.
dad. There's no pears or apples. Just bags of pasta and 2 jars.
Pasta of white bread, peanut butter.
I might have. I don't really know if I understand this game, but
Are you a piece of shit?
I don't leave my basket. No. But,
Okay, not a piece of shit.
But what I did do today, and what I always think other people are pieces of shit for doing.
Spit on people.
Pitch it, Beck. If you got a good one, pitch it to us. Are we pieces of shit?
Cutting through the servo to avoid traffic lights. I did that myself today, and I
Piece.
felt very bad about it. And I'm not sure why.
I think that's piece of shit, but it depends on where you are in the story.
Beck, I think I'm a piece of shit.
I don't normally do it, but I did. Yeah.
Nah.
Are you a piece of shit for doing that? Yeah.
If because the rule is the person who pitches it decides that a person who does that is a piece of shit.
Do you
Yes,
think-
I think the person who does that's
then-
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit.
Okay.
I'm
those are the rules.
I've been
I
known
have.
to do that.
I
Why do you
haven't-
reckon a piece of shit?
Oh, I don't know, because we all probably should just be good at waiting our turn in this society, and nobody is. So
I've done a similar one where it's like if you're at a red light or if you're at a red arrow, just go straight and do a U-banger. But you're not supposed to. It's solid line
Oh, really? Oh.
because
Do
you can't U-turn over a solid line.
Oh,
Or
okay,
you can't
yeah,
U-turn
yeah.
over a double line. Can't remember.
Solid or double?
No, you can't
Solid
think
or double.
that's a piece of shit. It's got to be like piece of shit.
Yeah, if I was stuck in the red,
We don't
if I
wanna
was
get
Oh,
stuck-
yeah, it's not
real.
huge, just like,
If I
Yeah,
was
exactly.
too far and I couldn't get into the servo, I'd think, yeah, piece of shit, 100%. But I don't do the servo.
Never done it?
No. Well, I think I have, but I
Piece of
don't
shit.
do it.
Piece of shit.
No, it's not a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I would do. Yeah, I wouldn't question it. I'm a piece of shit. I would just go through.
If I'm there, I'll sneak through. If it's like, come on, guys, it's going to be an ages for an arrow. I'll sneak through. But the guy who's like
Yeah, that guy's a
on the
fuck-
gravel
that guy's
for
a
500 meters to
fucking
get to the
piece of-
servo.
Yeah, that's the
That
yeah.
guy's a piece of
And
shit.
But that guy's
similar
a
vein.
piece of shit.
Yeah, they just
He's
are a
not-
piece of shit.
yeah.
The cruising along in the bus lane or the emergency lane, those people who act like they've outsmarted everyone. No, we're just better people because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That person's definitely a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I've got 2 related to that. The server one I had was parking at the fuel pump, doing your fuel, and then going in and going to the bathroom. Piece of shit.
You've been to the bathroom at a service station before?
I've been to the bathroom service, or like moseying about and getting some groceries, but not
Piece
sure
of
what
shit.
you want.
Piece of shit.
Yeah,
Piece of
Depends.
shit.
just
Move
go
your car.
move your car into the car park.
And usually
Go.
it's just roll forward.
Yeah.
What about parking at the fuel pump and not getting fuel at all? Just going in and buying, for
That
example, a
is-
Monster.
There you go. That's we can all
Massive
agree.
piece of
Piece of
shit.
That's
What
a
if
piece of shit.
what if nobody's around? What if it's not full or busy?
If it's like,
If no one's around, you can just park in the car park.
Yeah,
But
There's
what
no
if those
reason.
are full but the pumps aren't? But the pumps themselves are not full of people. So there's like one car park or 2 car parks.
I still don't think I'd do it. I think I'd
I think I would just miss out on the mother.
Yeah.
Or I'd pretend
Not an
to
option.
fill up.
or I'd go park. I'd go park at like the air tire spot that has like 2. I wouldn't park.
I
at
think
the
that's a
fuel
piece of shit.
You take up
because-
the air tire spot?
Yeah, 100%. I've never seen
'Cause there's
anyone
way
in the
less
air
people
tire
using
spot.
it.
Really? Every
No.
time I fill up my tires, there's a line forms.
It's because you're filling up your tires with petrol.
Oh. It's like a waterbed.
Yeah. That's why. That's your problem.
That was good. I really like that.
I finally got a proper laugh on the GMat podcast. Like we're 180 something episodes.
You did it before 200, which was everyone's goal.
Thank God.
The other the car one related to that one that you said was people who speed in the right lane. I go piece of shit.
Like,
I'll sit in the right lane's the overtaking lane when you're on a freeway or something. And
The
so
OT lane.
On like the highway, on the
Whatever,
freeway. I don't know if it's the overtaking lane. I love to go in the right lane.
wherever it is, I'll go there because if it's 100 kilometers, I might be going like 103, 104, and I'll get around people sort of thing. And then someone comes up to my ass because they're trying to go like 110, 120, and I don't move. I never move. And sometimes Beck will go, just get out of their way.
Well, it becomes a hazard because you don't know what's on their mind. They
Yeah,
might be
you
ready
don't
to
know.
ram
I would
you.
get out of their way.
No, I just go, hey, this, because a lot of people think that's the fucking speeding lane. They think that's just the lane where you get to go
You just
whatever
go
speed
whatever,
you
just-
fucking
yeah.
want.
Yeah, but you and your little hatchback, you better just get out of their way and make a problem for yourself.
Anyways, when I see those people, I go, piece of shit.
Piece of shit. They're real piece of shit. 'cause
Is
those
that,
are the
am I
ones
pushing it to beyond?
Well,
that-
yay pieces
that's a
of dirty
genuine
shit?
piece of shit.
No.
I think the bus lane and the other one's worse than that. Because
Yeah.
it is keep left unless you're overtaking. So unless you're overtaking,
You're not meant to travel.
GTFO.
But I mean, like,
And, you don't know, they could be taking their wife giving birth to the hospital or some shit, and they just need to make as much ground as they can.
I'm not just hanging out in the right lane. I'll do it to get past someone, but I'll take
if
my
you're like,
time
"No,
getting
no,
past
no,
someone.
no." Yeah,
Like
well
that.
then fuck them.
That's what I
Piss
do.
it, piss it.
Piss it, yeah.
But then, yeah, okay. What about if you're in heavy traffic and some cunt?
Are they piece of shit or they can't? Because we don't want to push it.
So some piece of shit. And this one I really think, I don't know, it's kind of hard. Goes in the emergency lane. You're like bumper to bumper, and then there's some fuck that goes down the emergency lane and gets out.
This feels familiar. Didn't we already do this one?
It's a
Today?
bus lane or emergency lane.
Yeah, Ben just said that one.
By the way, I think
Piece of shit.
He got his laugh, and now he doesn't care what
Ben,
anyone's
you
saying.
said bus lane.
he
I
said
said
bus
lane or
emergency.
emergency lane.
Bus lane. You didn't say emergency lane, did you really?
But I
Listen to the
think
game tape.
Replay the clip.
I think Ben's pushing the envelope there because I think that person's a piece of shit. I don't think he's a piece of shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that piece of
Shit.
shit. I didn't know the emphasis was a part of it.
What's a part of it? It's
So
You're
there's
going to
like
be
a-
like, you're not an actual piece of shit. You're going to just like, oh,
it's where like
piece of shit.
piece of shit. Exactly. But they could be a good
Piece of
person.
shit.
But when you see someone do that, you know they're a bad person.
Yeah.
Okay, got an example.
Go
Here
on.
we go.
At the supermarket where I shopped in Adelaide.
Yep.
It was one of the only supermarkets I've been to a long time that has tickets to the deli.
Cute.
What?
What?
I don't think I've ever been to one that doesn't have tickets for the deli.
No, the one at that Coles down where on Thingy Bob, the big one near the Kmart, doesn't have tickets to the deli.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only
That's
place I shop. Anyway, I was there and I took my ticket, and there was a person before me. I took my ticket, and there's a person before me, and they called out, 64, and that was me. And I go up and I was like, hey, and that person said, excuse me, I was here first. And she said, do you have a ticket? She said, no. She said, but I was here first, but I was here first, so I will have some bacon, please. And then I just had to take a step back while this fucking faux 64 took my goddamn ticket. That's a fucking
Ruins the whole
fuck.
system.
And then when they're done,
Piece of shit.
they press the button and you're like,
65.
no, I'm 64, but that person fucked it. And it's
It was
like,
so annoying.
yeah.
So that person's a piece of shit.
I think. No, they're a piece of shit.
You think so?
I think the go-to move there is you grab a ticket and they're like, oh, shit, are we grabbing tickets? You go, yeah, here you go. You were here first. And then you grab 65. No. I've got to get my sushi up the escalator. If they're standing there, it's just the two of you.
You're at the deli.
And they're standing there and they're clearly there before
There
you.
were like 4 or 5 people. We all waited in turn. I didn't see when that person arrived. I
Okay.
got my ticket. It is a clear system,
If that person's been standing there longer than you have, then they've seen the system working and they
right?
have no excuse.
They should have got their ticket.
But if
or
there's
they
4 or
should-
5 people, then they would have heard it and been like, oh, I got to get a ticket. Why
should've.
would they just jump in just before you after 3 or 4 different people have gone?
That's a good point. Maybe they know that maybe they got there and they knew that they were before me, but not before the other 2.
In that situation you described, they're a piece of shit.
They're a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they
I-
sized you up and very wrongly thought you were a non-confrontational.
You know what you
I
do?
didn't do anything. I just stood backwards. So how dare you? But
You know what you do? You go, oh, there's tickets. Well, I've got the tickets. So, well, what do you want? And they go, I just need to get some bacon. I go, I'll have all of the bacon, thank you. And you throw it in the
Whatever
bin
you
and
have.
leave.
Hey, it's GMat here, and don't forget, if you enjoyed that episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show over at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the main podcast where we wrap things up and talk about anything we didn't have time to talk about. $3 a month and cancel anytime. We are a community-supported podcast, so your support over there funds the show and makes it easier for us to keep doing what we love. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com /the GMat podcast.